how many alarms is the fire for the Lakers after that first loss for you? What do you got for me?
I mean, 2.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, they're playing a long game. They're long in the tooth, and they're playing a long game. I mean, what do they have, 3 holdovers from last year?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't expect them to come out. And the Warriors are good. They were good last year. They struggled to score when they needed to, but they're deep, and they're good, and they're going to get better. So I wasn't shocked by last night. I mean, Westbrook, playing down to expectations, I guess. That was very Russell Westbrook-like on his worst night, and for it to be opening night, it certainly lends to quite a bit of panicking, or confirmation bias. If you already were skeptical about how this team would gel and how these pieces would fit, certainly last night, small sample size, you're looking pretty smart right now. But in the long run, I think they figure it out. And on the bright side, the bottom line is Anthony Davis looked great. LeBron James looked like LeBron James in year 19, looked like he's aging backwards. And so if those two guys are healthy at the end, they're going to be playing deep into the season. And I think they'll figure out rotations and chemistry and fit and all that kind of stuff as the season goes on. They may not be a dominant regular season team, but I think they'll be really good come playoff time.
So, as long as they avoid the play-in game, then, although I'm sure the NBA would once again sign for last night's matchup being the play-in game matchup again, just like last year. But that was all injury-related as well. So how do you
against the Suns last year?
Well, I mean,
we forget.
Yeah, I know that the Lakers had to beat the Warriors first, right? Were the Warriors?
No, absolutely right.
Right.
But
so,
I guess I'm just saying, it's for all their flaws last year.
Yeah.
For all their difficulties last year, all their struggles last year, they were up against the Suns before Anthony Davis got hurt. So I'm not saying it could be a 2-man show and they beat anybody with just those two healthy. But if those two are healthy, I mean, it's going to take a lot to beat them, even if they are flawed around them.
Well, then how do you see the chemistry working with Russ? I mean, how do you see him working in to this 2-man game? What do you think?
Well, I don't necessarily know. Chemistry is a broad term. I don't necessarily know what the issue with Russ is chemistry. I mean, Russ has led the league in assists several times. He's a willing passer. Russ's flaws are not going to change. He's not going to all of a sudden become a good outside shooter. I think he was 1 of 7 outside the paint. That's about right. They didn't get him for his shooting. They got him to handle the ball when LeBron's on the bench or take some of the playmaking responsibility off of LeBron. If they're sharing the floor. I don't think they should share the floor that much. But Russ is not all of a sudden become a great shooter. The issue with this team more than anything is probably going to be defense. And we saw it last night. But the Warriors, they do that to people, man. I mean, I don't know if this is so much of an indictment of the Lakers and their shortcomings last night as much as it was a reminder of how well the Warriors play basketball. Mm-hmm. I mean, they move the ball with the best of them. I mean, Steph Curry called the triple-double trash.
Yes, he did.
I mean, they're a damn good team, and the Lakers are going to lose to a lot of teams this year. But when they get in the playoff mode, and if LeBron and Anthony Davis are healthy, and Russ is more efficient than he was last night and can minimize the turnovers, and Carmelo Anthony gives you a spark off the bench and so on and so forth, if they can defend, that's going to be the big thing is can they defend? If they can defend, I still like them come playoff time. I have the Nets, I have the Nets beating the Lakers in the finals, and that doesn't change for me after one night, even though both of those teams emerged from last night with a lot of questions.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.